and M. Oh. Is it still kind of wet? It looks like it's still kind of wet, so I have to make sure I dry my scissors so it doesn't corrode from the alcohol. I think I see a packing slip in there, so when I open this further, I'm gonna... Okay, let me just dry my scissors real quick, because again, as I say, I don't want it to possibly corrode from the alcohol. Yes, I know, some people must be like, seriously man, yes. So yeah, it's important, you know. Scissors weren't exactly cheap. I mean, they weren't uber expensive either, but, you know, they matter to me, and yeah, I'd rather preserve them because they're good. So, here we are. Linen pants. I love linen pants, and in fact, I'm wearing linen pants right now that looks extremely similar to these. The only difference is that this one doesn't have a cargo department. I'm hoping that it does, and I'm hoping that it also fits. Oh yeah, and then the pull strings are also white. The ones I'm wearing right now looks like this. And you can see, if I stick my knee in the frame, look how similar they look. Again, the only difference is that this one's just in the cargo and the strings are white, so let's open it up now. You have all these other languages. We have GB, which is Great Britain English. Then you have AR, which I'm assuming is Aramaic? Amharic? No, or was that Arabic? I don't know. Okay, so BG. Actually, why am I even trying to tell you what these languages are? Do you care about that? No, you don't. You do not. You just want to see this. I mean, it's multilingual. You get it. But that's not what you clicked on this video for. You clicked on this video to see the pants. So yeah, I'm going to show you just that. Alright, so more languages there. Natural linen. Oh yeah, I think I should also mention that the one I'm wearing right now is actually like linen blend. It looks like this one is actually 100% linen, with the exception of the pockets. I think they said the box is actually made out of cotton. And I'm going to clarify that by looking at this. So it was made in Bangladesh. Lots of clothes are made there for cheap. Hopefully this one was ethically made though. Though I have to actually wonder, is it possible to ethically make things in countries like Bangladesh and China? Like, that was something I was legitimately asking myself out loud. Actually, I asked myself that question several times when looking at clothes. And at these brands that say that they're ethically made, but then when you look at where it's made, it says Bangladesh and China. And that brings up a serious question. Can you really ethically make things in countries like Bangladesh and China? The answer to that is yes, I guess, with close enough supervision. Like, I suppose if the companies are working closely with the person, like the overhead of the factory, making sure that they're clean, and maybe if they have people visit occasionally or frequently enough to make sure that it's running the way they should, that it could be theoretically possible. But again, the best case scenario is to actually just have the factories in the country where it's based, so that way you get more direct control and you can see it's a lot easier, just monitor things. Yes, I know you clicked on this video to be an unboxing, whichever, but honestly, it's just something that I just really had to discuss because it's been at the top of my mind a lot, and it's about time I just finally say it and just ask it out loud. And it'd be interesting to see what you also think about these so-called ethical claims of being made in countries like Bangladesh, China, Vietnam, Indonesia, and the like. Now, here, see, 100% linen and the pocket 100% cotton. I knew it! So, you know what that means? 100% breathable. Yeah. Unlike yucky polyester or even worse, nylon, this breathes. And yes, that's what H&M stands for, Hans and Moritz, and they are based in Sweden. So if they were to actually make this pants in Sweden, they would have far more control over the condition of the factory, and they'd be able to visit every day to see what it looks like. But in the case of it being made in Bangladesh, you're not going to have Swedes visiting Bangladesh every day, or at least the Swedish leaders behind Hans and Moritz visiting that factory every day because they can't. The distance makes it impossible. But if we're based in Sweden, then that would be possible. Again, they could always just like Zoom call them or whatever to have a look and whatever, but still. Anyways, is there anything else I need to showcase? Yes. We have to take a look at the inside. And I guess take a look at the pockets. Where are the pockets? I think I kind of did show you them, but I'm going to actually pull them out. They don't look terribly big, honestly. I mean, not extremely small either, but yes, this is what it looks like. This is my linen blend again. An extremely similar color. It would be cool if this one had the cargo, but it doesn't, so it's like, whatever. And I already showed you that. I already showed you that as well. I think I can actually take these tags off. And the length of it, it's kind of hard to show you. I guess I could just take it off the desk, attempt to measure it. Gotta use this. I don't know if it said so in the specifications or not about how long it is, but I will measure it and tell you. Okay, so this isn't probably going to be terribly accurate, but it is 90 centimeters, so just 10 centimeters short from being a meter long. I think that's honestly, this video is really nothing more I can say. Someone probably say it's been far longer than it should have, but part of the reason is due to me finally just bringing up this whole ethical debate and Bangladesh, China, and these companies. So I guess I should actually further discuss and just ask the question out loud. Why, if they're ethical, do they even build them in those places in the first place? Cheap labor. That's what they say. But is it really necessary to build in these countries for cheap labor? Like, would it really be that much more expensive to, say, build it in Sweden in this case, or because I'm in Canada, would it really be that much more expensive to build it in Canada? In my opinion, I would say no, it would not. And the reason being is that if they were to actually build it in the country where they're based, yes, it would cost more, but not so much more to the point that nobody would be able to afford it. Because think about it, right? Like, when you look at made in Canada products, or made in Sweden products, although I don't know how much made in Sweden products are, okay, but okay, so made in Canada, do the products cost so much that nobody can afford made in Canada products? No. Made in Canada cars, are the costs through the roofs? No. Made in Canada cutlery, like plates and stuff, is the cost through the roof? No. So why do people say and insist that for things to be much cheaper that it must be built abroad? Well, the reason is that it does make it cheaper to an extent, but if you build it here, well, you will actually have more people to buy the product because you're actually paying Canadian workers directly, and hence in Mert's case, Swedish workers directly. So that creates more direct opportunities if you actually make your clothes in the home country. So why aren't more people doing that? Because they want to just squeeze out max. Honestly, I think it's actually squeezing out max profits more than anything, because it's like they know that it's not going to jack up the price drastically to build abroad, but for the company, they get to make more money. And in the case of the CEOs, yes, actually, you know, that's exactly what I should have said at this point, that the reason why they honestly don't want to build it locally is just, I personally feel that in a lot of these cases, it's so the CEO can just get money. Because when you look at the amount of money these CEOs make, it's like, wow, with that amount of money, you could definitely afford to just hire more people and build factories in your home country, but they don't, because in a lot of these cases, it's like, I don't know why the CEOs pay is just so crazy high, and then when you look at how much money they make, it's like, yeah, you could definitely build the factories in Sweden, Canada, or insert first world country. You can, but you don't want to because more profits. So though, again, I don't think that makes sense, because you would have more people working here, more local taxpayers. More local taxpayers. Yeah, perhaps if all of the points were convincing, maybe that should be convincing, because if you're employing more taxpayers, then that means the money goes directly into that country. And well, how this turned into a discussion video, and this is supposed to be an unboxing video. And you know what? Remember, discussions are one of the major pillars on this place. So it shouldn't be terribly shocking if I just have a discussion in mid-video, because it's just part of my element, you know? It's part of the theme here. But anyways, this has been far longer than it needed to be. It was probably getting boring just looking at the pants that's sitting there static, so I'm going to move it around. You might be thinking, oh, this looks silly, but you know what? Admit it, you're enjoying the smooth 60 FPS. You're enjoying the interesting, deep, intellectual discussion. And for real, I hope it made you think in regards to this whole ethical thing, and that people should honestly these companies rather, just build their factories. Look, I mean, if you want to keep your factory in Bangladesh or whatever to serve the Asian market, that's fine, that makes sense, but I do think that it should also just have a local one as well to employ happy locals. Now, that has been it for this unboxing. Or I shouldn't call it unboxing, yes. Another quick note on that. If you haven't noticed, I've been calling my unboxing videos of packets just unpackaging videos because it just seems wrong to just call them that. Like, I mean, that wasn't a box, right? That was a package. So, yes, that's something to also point out. And now I really need to say that I am out of here because I need to go about to look after some things.